And we are live. What's up, guys? How are you doing today? How are you? Okay, I'm already seeing people in the chat. Welcome, Gabi. Gabi reminds me of Gabi from Attack on Titan. Welcome, Anthony. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So today is going to be a quick live. We need to review the chapter because it is one of the best chapters we've got in like weeks. This reminds me of like the whole Hugo thing once again. So I'm excited for it. What about you guys? All right, let's wait for people to join in and we kick it. Yo, what's up, Isagi Toshi? Bro, imagine if Isagi wasn't Itoshi. Like him, Ren, and Sai together. By the way, he would be like an older brother to Ren, so Ren probably would have a bigger obsession with him. Yo, so SLS welcome, bro. I guess I'm gonna call you 640. What's up, Dirk? How are you, man? I'm doing fine, happy that Knight scored. I was not expecting them to score this early, but I mean, this is something, I guess. Actually, the guy who doesn't. Oh yeah. I forgot his name. Yeah, there was a guy who does like what ifs on Blue Lock. He did that. What if Isagi wasn't Itoshi? That would be fine. That would have been fire. But also, it would have gave Isagi too much to be the talented learner that we know. Although I gotta say, Sai is also a talented learner. So I don't know. Maybe it could have been something good. So how have you been, guys? What you been up to? I think tomorrow maybe or the day after I want to release the video. I want to do the whole sus moments in Blue Lock because that cream pie comment from Shido last chapter that got me rolling. I need to do a video on things like that. Then after it we could do Agi, something to do with Agi because Agi has been impressive in this chapter, which we will read together. I'm just waiting for more people to join in. Okay. Teddy Knight. I like that his name is Knight and his aura is a knight. Which actually, you know what? I wonder about Chris Prince. Like, is his aura something to do with princes? I know it's a stretch, but we could. Hold on, let's see. So Nagi scores around this chapter, so maybe. Yeah, I think it's 195 where Yuki does his whole shenanigans. Okay, so Kuruna has it. Yeah, Yuki gets it. He goes on a solo run. Then he shoots. He's about to score. And then, yeah, so I don't know what this is. Yeah, we don't know what this is. This is his aura, but we don't know what this is. Looks like a gladiator more than a prince. Because, as you can see here with Knight, it's literally a knight. Although, maybe this is an England thing and not really Knight's thing. Been busy with school, but all good. Yeah. Hey, Ace. What's your opinion on, do you think Isagi would have reached the level he did in the NEO without Kaiser? Hell no. Never. Like, Kaiser, let alone Metavision, which I think if he played, for example, with Snuffy, he would have learned Metavision. Kaiser also laid the roadmap in, like, the way you need to score, the way you need to do everything. So Kaiser, because he had the Kaiser impact, he showed Isagi how his formula revolves around that. And Isagi's formula should revolve around something that he has, which is his ability to slip by. It's like Kaiser did so much for Isagi, I don't think he would be what he is right now without meeting Kaiser. It's the same for Karasu. He would not be the current Karasu without meeting Hyuga. Yo, what's up, Edward? Welcome, bro. This is finna be good, baby. Charles's last name means horseman, but his aura is an imp. That's true. Charles is, so I'll say it. So okay, hold on. So this actually has two meanings in French. I mean, they're kind of the same, but like it's either a horseman or like a warrior on top of a horse, which are different. Like if you ride a horse and you're a citizen, you get to be called chevalier. But like if you ride a horse for war, you're a cavalier. It's like it's pronounced different. It's written the same way, but like it has different meanings. So I wonder what could it be for Charles? Would it be like a warrior horse rider, or like just a horse rider, just someone who does it for fun, right? I listen with Charles. I think it literally is. He does it for fun due to his personality. Yo, what's up, Fizz? Welcome, bro. Welcome to the stream. So, what you guys have been up to? I recently, like earlier today, I've seen the Spider-Man movie, like the new one. It's hella fire. Like it's in cinema here, and it's insanity. Like I don't know if it is better than No Way Out. I think No Way Out, the fact that it has the other two Spider-Mans was something going for it, but this one was so good. And like the new Spider-Man, man. I'm not going to spoil anything, don't worry, but like come on. Augie versus still going on. Yeah. Listen, so after this chapter, I'm doing at least two. Yeah, don't worry. I won't spoil anything. Don't worry. So I'm doing at least 2 Augie matchups. We need to do against Rayo because of the whole rivalry they have. And we need him against Aryu and Unazi. Maybe like a triple three-way, like a triple threat way, like Unazi versus Aryu versus Augie. And maybe we could even throw Kunigami into the mix, like a fatal 4-way, which I think would be the first video on the channel that is 4 players against each other. But this is to say that I was very impressed by him in this chapter, which we will read in a second. As I was saying about the Spider-Man movie, like I'm not going to spoil anything, but like the stakes are much higher. Like you feel the weight of the previous movie. You feel the weight of him losing everything. And like it was written to perfection. I'm not gonna lie. And I like how the trailer doesn't tell you shit. And like it's gonna go in different ways. Like it's going to be crazy. Like I really enjoyed it. He dribbled. No, he didn't actually. Augie did not. He actually dribbled Kunigami, but with the help of Chigiri. So I don't know if you would call it a straight up dribble, but like he did beat him one-on-one with the help of Chigiri. However, something that was revealed in this chapter is that he beats him in other areas, which I will cover in a second. But I gotta say, I do like your duo matchups like Shiro and Sai versus Isagi and Hiyori. It's amazing for me. Yeah, the issue is there aren't many good duos. Like I can do, for example, what if we do Teddy Knight and Augie versus someone like Kaiser and Ness? That actually would be good. You know what? That actually would be really good. So Teddy, I'm doing a matchup with him versus Lorenzo. And maybe if Yuki improves enough, I'll do a matchup with him against Yuki. But against Kaiser, I think it fits once we get season 3. I do like Kaiser and Ness versus Teddy and Augie. That would be cool. I heard that even Messi is in the movie. Wait, no. It actually doesn't have Messi at all. Like I think he was just like a marketing tool. Either that or it was in an unimportant scene that I did not like remember. Teddy, but I think I would have remembered Messi. I don't know. Like I did not see him. Maybe he was in the background. I don't know. Teddy Knight could have. Listen. We'll talk about Teddy Knight because the guy kinda like is misleading. He says he's egoless and he follows Fox, but he plays for his own good. That's how I would say it. How about you do a vid after the match ends? What video? Like Ness and Kaiser versus Knight and Augie? Yo, what's up, Tholo? Welcome, bro. Welcome to the stream. So for that matchup, we at least need to see more from Knight and Augie. That's for sure. Because right now, Kaiser and Ness obviously win, but like because they have more feats. It's not that they are better, right? I hate your streaming time, always late, even though I'm free and here hours before you. Always start during dinner time. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the only time that is good for me, where there isn't much noise, although there is a wedding happening next to me, so, you know, there is a lot of noise. But like usually this is a very calm time, and usually I don't have anything set up, so I can do the live stream freely. Sai versus Teddy. We could do Sai versus Teddy, of course. But like we need to wait. We need to see more from Teddy. And I need to know where he stands for him to face off Sai or not. But like this chapter kind of gave me a lot of ideas on Teddy. And I like him, by the way, so far. I really do. Like he's not Hugo. Hugo was like, his first impression was insane. And he's not Kaiser or Sai, but like he's really good. He reminds me, you know what? He reminds me of Lorenzo once more because his first showing was absurd and like really great. I hate to finish my. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, you could watch the live stream or put it like through your headphones while you eat. A lot of people do that, by the way. A lot of people just listen. They don't watch. They just listen while they do something else, which I appreciate, guys. It counts as a view for me, which helps the channel. Yeah, Teddy is a genius, 100%. Teddy is a genius. Like there is just no way around it. He has to be a genius. He's like, think about him like Chigiri or Yuki, but like very, very, like more talented. Sai would hate Teddy if they met and talked. I think he would hate him, but like on the pitch, he would find him to be very good because as you will see, you can give Teddy, like you could give Teddy the ball regardless of where he stands. As long as he is close enough to the goal, he can swiftly score. Which is the first time we see a player like this. Usually, someone like Kaiser, for example, who can score out of nowhere, he needs a perfect positioning and he needs like a pass that either challenge him or like that works with his Kaiser impact. But like Teddy is different. As long as he is close enough to the goal, he can sprint and score all by himself, which is the first that we've seen. Like we've got dribblers like Bachira and Yuki, but they are not to the level of Teddy, which is very important for today because it shows something very contradictory to what he is saying, what Teddy himself is saying. Is he a winner or win back? Because his position on the yeah, he is a winner. We've seen him like right next to Agi. Is Agi retconned? He's such a puppet in this chapter, even doing NPC line 1 to infinity. He seems to have more personality in the NEL. Yeah, I think maybe we'll get to see it because I have a theory on that. I have a theory on Agi. Agi will thrive in this game. He needs to, at least. And because this is the last time we're probably going to see him. I doubt, maybe we'll get in like a Champions League arc, we'll get him again next to Prince, but like we don't know yet. So he needs to do something good. So you know what? Let's start with the chapter. Okay, let's start. So chapter 356, Rainbow Knight. So we continue from the previous chapter where Knight takes the ball away from Isagi. And by the way, this is something that you will see again, but like Isagi could not account for Knight with his metavision. I don't know what this means, but like is Knight able to, you know, do the same as Hugo or people, or maybe he has metavision, maybe he's a talented learner and he has metavision all along. But like he's been able to sneak up on metavision once in the previous chapter and he'll do it again in this one. All right, so let's carry on. So he says, yes, sir, we'll turn 1 into infinity. What the heck was that? You keep repeating that line like a spell. Fox thinks up how England soccer can turn 0 into 1. Then we turn that 1 into infinity. So it means that he gives them like the tool, like the tactics, and then it is up to them to turn that 1 that he gave him, like his sure way of reaching the goal. It is their job to make it even better. And it kind of feels like he's a better version of Snuffy, because Snuffy gives you 1 to 0, 0 to 1, and that's it. And he doesn't expect you to improve it or do anything with it. But like with Fox, he expects you to drive it into, as he says, infinity, which I assume in this case, like drive it into infinite patterns with the same strategy. Wait, Sai would have, okay, we read that. Jawad screaming in the back because he knows Bunny slams Kaiser. He does, bro. I think right now Bunny is definitely better than Kaiser. He's what we want Yuki to be, the new Gen 11 1-on-1 Emperor. He is what we want Yuki to be. That's very correct. Knight might have special eyes for defending. Yeah, we still, like, I don't think, he's not a defender though, you know? And I think, like, it was a missed opportunity with Lorenzo to give him special eyes, although he gave him insane perception, so, you know. Rin has been shutting off Isagi's free trial Metavision since the... Yeah, you know what? We clown on Isagi having a free trial to Metavision, but, like, there will be another player who have it worse. Two, actually. So let's carry on. So Teddy is against Isagi, then we turn that one into Infinity, whatever. Ha! So you're just following orders. You think an egoless team like that can beat us? I do. We'll show you. So I think here, what he's doing, he's like judging them the same way he judged, if you remember, Ubers. When Isagi, hold on. If you remember, when Isagi saw that Baro is just following Snuffy, he told him that your ego has died out. And like, how could someone with no ego ever beat me? Let me see. So I'll crush them. My eyes and brain are at full throttle. Nico is free, or whatever. Here it comes. The finisher is Baro. Just try it, King. Okay, they brought more players. Okay, so I can see you playing as Dave from behind you. I bet he won't shoot yet. I'll make it there at the last second. Uber's tactics are definitely correct, and the whole team is moving logically for a win, but that's not the top level soccer that I can visualize. So this is what he's thinking. He's thinking that England is the same as Ubers, and we will see that for the most part they are the same, but they have fucking Teddy. So the same way Ubers had Baro here, who was able to do something individually, England also have Teddy. So he says, we'll show you England's Infinity. So he does 3 and then he swipes it away, which means, I don't know, maybe a tactic. Okay, hold on. Let me read some of the comments first. What's the difference between winners, fullback, and winbacks? I actually don't. So I can tell you. So a winner is usually a player who plays forward. Like, how do I say this? He plays on the offense, but to the wings. So, for example, if we go back to the previous chapter, we see the England formation. So Teddy is a wing. He plays on the side and he is almost a striker. Think about Grimm for Bastard Munich. He was a wing. Isagi, for the most part, played as a wing, but like he played as a striker, just positioned there. He wasn't true to it, right? But like a wing back is someone like this guy, or like Rio and Kiora, right? So, but fullback, I don't know the tactics of football enough for me to tell you that. But like those two positions, I can tell the difference, right? Knight might have special. Okay, we've read that. Even a winner like Teddy has better defending feats than Aryo. Nico Aiko. We need my goat Raichi. I don't know. Like, you think Raichi is better than Nico, Aryo, and Aiko at defending? I don't think so. But like, don't worry about Aryo, by the way. I have something special for him in this chapter. Anyway, so as soon as Fox signals what formation, what strategy are they going to take, the two players advance, and Isagi immediately senses the shift. They transition to offense based on a hand signal. So he saw it too. Like, he was looking at Teddy, but like the moment Teddy looked at Fox, Isagi must have turned his head too. Anyways, these guys. So by the way, Teddy here chooses not to dribble past Isagi, which he could have done. So he gives it to the Walmart version of Snuffy, who immediately gives it to the Walmart version of Teddy, who gives it to Poverty, or like Famine Man. These guys are adapting their techniques to the moment based on their coach's command. Too bad, your counter is dead in the water. I knew you would come, Sai. So he says Sai at the end of the phrase. Okay, I knew you would come. This was all part of Fox's 0-1. Sai. Okay. He made an early cross before I could press. It's going to the goal, Aryuko. Don't let them shoot. Not shoot. And so this immediately is insane. This immediately, like, we need a matchup between Aryo and Agi, of course. That's a must. But this is the first time ever since Dada Silva we see Aryo lose an aerial battle. That's insanity. Teddy could give us dribbling eyes. I would love to have things like that. I thought a wing back was someone like the winner in the center of the midfield, in the center of the field, that plays box to box with winners on offense and fullback on defense. But I guess I was wrong. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong too. Like I don't know the formations that well. But like for me, is a winner is like on the offense and a wing back is like on defense. A fullback, I don't know what it is. Why isn't Bachara playing? Teddy smashed him in the face. I expected this. I expected it to set up a duel between them. I don't know, man. Like, Bachara may not play until Brazil or Spain. Going off, Takemitsu had so much potential, bro. Takemitsu like was wasted. I mean, it was shown. It was like a way to show that without ego you can't get far, but it was still a little bit too much. I want to see Aiko versus Agi too. I mean, Aiko, if Aryu loses to Agi in the air, there is no way Aiko could do anything. Puppet Agi with that NPC line. I hope they would give them English accents in the English translation. That would have been awesome. They would speak Japanese, because of the device. Isagi is hearing them speak in Japanese, so they're going to speak Japanese. In my opinion, if anyone deserves dribbling eyes, it's Bachira. I am just glazing him. I'm not gonna lie. I think he deserves them too, but like we need at least what's it called, Levy, to have them as well. Anyways, so he says, don't let them shoot Aryu. And this is important. Aryu has never lost an aerial battle ever since Dada Silva, which he is a pro, so we're not counting it. This is the first time Aryu is struggling in the air. If you remember, even against a tank like Kunigami, bro is not struggling with Kunigami at all. If we go to chapter 235, I think. Yeah, so Baro stops the shot. Aryu is looking at it. Look at this. So Aryu goes and Kunigami goes, but Aryu jumps better than Kunigami. And this is insane because Kunigami up until this point dominated Shido. He dominated almost everyone in the air. But Aryu beats him. And we see here Agi beats Aryu. And that's insane too. If you remember in the Manshine City game, we haven't seen Aryu versus Kunigami in the air. And maybe we haven't because both they were playing as strikers and so they did not meet. But like, I think the writer also did not show it, so he doesn't show us that Agi destroys Kunigami in the air. Because this proves it. If Aryu cannot do anything to Agi, then Kunigami literally has nothing on Agi in the air. So that's interesting, which immediately for me, I want to do a matchup too between Kunigami and Agi. And maybe, you know what, maybe it's better if we do a fatal four-way, where we have Kunigami, Agi, Onazi, and Aryu battling it out. That would be a cool matchup. You know what, when we see more from Agi and Aryu, we will do it. In my opinion, if anyone deserves, okay, with maybe Fukaku, Nagi, Wrench, Sendo, and Nanase will be subs. Yeah, maybe, you know, like, your guess is better than mine. I think Ren should not be, but like, also Nagi is not playing, man. Nagi is still inside B. Watch Bunny jump so high, he's above Aryu. Yeah, so Bunny is going to be the guy who jumps above them all. So I'm not saying that they are on Bunny's level. Fullback is more defensive. Wingback is both defensive and offensive, and winner is offensive. Okay, sure. That makes sense, I mean. I think I liked Rin being a good student and speaking English to the World 5. We don't need real earbuds. I mean, we need them. Like, not all of these people speak English. There are some who speak French, you know. In jumping, it's Dada, Agi, Aryu, Aiko, Kunigami. I think Kunigami is better than Aiko. I think in jumping, I think Kunigami is better than Aiko. Like, Aiko is great in the air, but like Aiko's strong point is like his metavision and his analytical brain. Kiora is no... Yeah, we're talking about Kiora, man. I don't know what the fuck happened with him. Like, I don't know why he is not shown. Kiora and Zantetsu, which should have both played a role here. I don't know. Kiora is nowhere to be seen, though. Okay, so he's playing like a left back, but without him even attempting to defend. Yeah, that's an issue for me. Bunny above Dada in jumping. We don't know yet, because Bunny could be even worse than Aryu in terms of jumping, but like the shit he does in the air is different. Kind of like Nagi. We still don't know what Bunny is. Oh my god, I'm kind of early this time. Woohoo! Welcome, bro. Welcome, D. Agi is underrated. He is a new Gen 11 level player, if not high. I wouldn't call him a new Gen 11. He's on the level of Charles Ness, you know. I wouldn't really call him new Gen 11. Yeah, but like, so I think him, Charles Ness, maybe even Bachira or Rio are all like this level, the one right below the new Gen 11s. Ego didn't play Kiora against Nigeria because Kiora said he will always pass to the underdog, meaning he'd be passing to Kusum. Nagi has great jumping power too when he joins. Yeah, but Nagi is not about how high he jumps. Nagi is about the shenanigans he can do in the air. So against Aryu, he would never take the ball from Aryu in the air. Like, do you understand? And we've seen that in the second selection, if you remember. So Nagi trapped the ball in a crazy way against Aryu, but then Aryu just took it away in the air. Can you give real life players of geniuses? I think, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo is a talented learner and Messi is a genius. Cristiano Ronaldo is all about like how the world sees his football, while Messi doesn't really care. It's about what he can do and how he can do it. And Messi is kind of the extreme form of being a genius. No one can do the shit he does. I think he alone changed football forever. But Ronaldo reacted to him, and being the only one able to react to him and rival him for a couple of years, right? So, in my eyes, Ronaldo is always a talented learner, and what's it called? And Messi is a genius. That's an easy example. For example, what's it called? Mbappe is obviously a genius. If you look at Rodri, who you would think is a strong player and all, but like he's definitely a talented learner. His playing style is all about analyzing where best to be and then going there to give a breathing room to his team. Baro does all the gym stuff yet can't jump. I mean, listen, it's not about. Sometimes you gotta be born with it. Teddy might still be a win back. It's not uncommon for players to play out of position. That's true. I mean, he could be a win back, but like in this line specifically, he is playing forward. Sure, I can see that. In start of second half, there will be a formation change and 4 subs. And like 70, 80 minutes in desperate sub for Nagi will happen. Nagi is not playing, man. Nagi is literally inside B, which did not finish yet. Messi is a talented learner. He studies the pitch while... No. Messi is a genius. Messi, like... As I said, Messi is the extreme form of a genius. I think Messi is more of a genius than Neymar. Like... There are times where it's unexplainable what he does. And like, for example, Ronaldo, you could see that he bioengineered his body to play the way he plays, right? And nothing comes out of Ronaldo's instincts, unlike Messi, who literally is about instincts. Like, there is that scene where, against Bayern Munich, where he tricked, I don't remember the defender's name, and like, the defender was like, the moment I moved, he cut back. And there was no way for him to analyze that. He literally did it on instinct. And I found myself on the ground. He literally was laughing at himself after the fact. My GOAT, Aiko, noticed people were downplaying him for not touching the ball against Loki, so he let Aryu get bullied by the striker this time while he beats the NPCs around the GOAT. He carrying my next tier list. Yeah, Aiko is not going to be important in this game. I don't think so. Can you give examples of number 1 and number 2s in real life? In real soccer. Number 1 and number 2s, huh? So it's interesting, you know? I think a number 2, again, a perfect number 2 is Rodri. I think a perfect number 2 is Rodri. Rodri literally, like if you've seen Spain in the World Cups, he literally only existed to save Spain. Whenever the attack is almost failing and they have nowhere to go, Rodri in a perfect position to build it back. And he allows Yamal and all of the others to shine in front of him, which means he's definitely second best. He is also the captain. He is kind of like Hugo. I feel like Hugo is more because he's a fictional character, but you get the point. Maybe Terry can play both winners and win back, and he will switch in second half. Maybe. I would love to see that. Like I would love for England to actually have a substitution for once. Ronaldo is like Baro. No, not necessarily. I mean, listen, I think so. In terms of like building the body, sure, he is like Baro. And if you remember my video, I said that Baro is the closest genius to being a talented learner. Baro and Noah. But like at the same time, there are players who are talented learners, but very close to being geniuses. For example, Chris Prince. And I think Ronaldo is kind of like Chris Prince more than Baro. And here's the thing. Chris Prince, had he not cared about what the world thinks, he would easily be a genius. But like his obsession is about how the world views him and his accolades. And that's definitely Ronaldo. Ronaldo cares a lot about how the world views him. Like, I like the guy, but like, he's a show-off. And he likes to show off. And geniuses typically aren't really showing off. And even if they show off, they don't show off their accolades, they show off with their plays. Kind of like Neymar, right? Kind of like Ronaldinho. They show off with their plays, not show up with, look at me, what I can do. Look at me, I won that. Do you understand me? I don't see Messi like Kaiser at all. I don't think even like Messi off the ball is not that great. Messi on the ball is the best, but Messi off the ball is not great. If you look at Ronaldo off the ball is insane. Sometimes I feel like he's literally like Kaiser, with his like, if you've seen his games back with like Real Madrid or like Juventus, he gives the ball, then he runs to the empty spot, and the ball falls back to him, like kind of like Isagi in a sense, kind of like a 1-2 from Isagi. Number one, Ronaldo, since he is a striker. Number two, Messi, since he is a playmaker. I don't think Messi is a number two. Messi is definitely a number one. Is Pep Guardiola in extreme form of a talented learner? He turned our game. I don't know. Listen, Pep Guardiola, like, I know him for the tiki-taka with Barcelona, but like, that's it. I'm not really well versed to say what he is. Previous decade, Bayern number one, Lewandowski number two, Müller. Müller is a perfect number two. Not just for Bayern Munich, but like also for the German team. Back in 2014, I don't know if you know this, but like Algeria, our country lost to them. And the way Müller played, he really was the second best. Now, Ronaldo is my favorite character. Ronaldo is my favorite player, but like, I'm calling it a spade. He's a show-off. Like, he likes to show his booty. What am I gonna say? Previous deck. Okay, so we read that. If side B ends early, Nagy can still play and score the winning goal. Bro wants Nagy so bad. You'll get Nagy, but not for this game. Don't worry. Hi there. Welcome, edits. So, no Kiara, huh? In your opinion, which trio is the deadliest? Which trio? I still think Iniesta, Xavi, and Messi are the deadliest trio ever. Like, at least in terms of clubs. In terms of national teams, I don't know. I think there is another trio which involves Xavi and Iniesta too. Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets. They were amazing too. It's like, yeah, Kunigami is a genius, yeah. I can't be a fan of Ronaldo because of his last interview with Piers Morgan. He stated literally talking about himself and looking good in a red Speedo on the beach. Like, come on, bro. Bro, who cares? Like, as I said, he's a show-off, but you wouldn't like someone for that. Okay, if that was the case, how about Messi trying to send Cucurella off because Cucurella scratched his mouth? That was such a low point for Messi. Like, I'm not a Messi fan, but like, I was repulsed. I was like, you're better than this. You literally are better than this. Oh, you're talking about Blue Lock, which is like the deadliest trio? That's interesting. You know, a deadliest trio. Hold on. Let me think. Oh, easy. The deadliest trio is Kaiser, Isagi, and Hiyori. Like, I think that's or maybe Charles, Hugo, and Loki. The issue with Charles, Loki, and Hugo is that Charles was lacking compared to them. Like, I feel like Hugo and Loki are far ahead of Charles, and so this is why Kaiser, Isagi, and Hiyori might be the perfect trio. They were really good. Okay, we have Nagy at home, a talented learner-haired guy with no ego. His name is Kira. His is a warm-up version of Nagy. That's what she's saying. Kiora is holding back, guys. Don't worry. Okay, Cucurella spoke while hiding. He did not speak while hiding his mouth. Come on. He was talking to Messi and then did like one split second. It was not as if like he was holding his mouth. Like, come on, that was low. And like I hated it from Messi. Like, you are better than this. Bunny Sai Kaiser is the best trio, but they don't play with each other, bro. Loki doesn't help make team plays. Yeah, but like he is still deadly. Kira will play so good he will even get to play in every other match, especially since all of them will be borderline to next round, except maybe finals. He don't play. I don't know. Like I don't understand why Kiora was not showing up here. Anyways, guys, let's actually carry on with the chapter because I have a lot to say, especially about Aryu, Agi, and later Yuki as well. Anyway, so he says not shooting yet. Right here, 1 to infinity. Yeah. And then Aiko stops it. So watch this. Aiko, obviously with Mana Vision, easily stops this. He's not struggling. It's not like he's stopping it with a last ditch jump, right? Like yo, what's up, M2? Welcome, bro. Welcome. Right, so he's stopping it like with no sweat. Like this is just easy. And like especially with this Walmart version of Snuffy, like this was easy for him. Right? So, and this is very important. Very, very important. And I think it is going to be very crucial to how Japan is going to win against England. So, as I said, Aiko is not even struggling, and he stopped it. A killer block from Captain Aiko. They went from their planned counter into a setup and finish leveraging Agi's physique. So this is interesting. He says leveraging Agi's physique as if Aryu is not there, which means Agi beats Aryu in the air, which is interesting, by the way. It's not the end for Aryu, but like it is interesting and worth keeping in mind. Okay, Messi reached Kuon level of honor. Bro, that was like, I'm not gonna lie, I did not like it. The rule is not about not talking with your hand or your mouth, but about doing so during altercations to insult, by the way. Yeah, I know the rule. It's just so you do it so to insult a player, especially racism and shit, without the FIFA like watching it on the camera. But Kukurea like was telling him that was a foul and like scratched his nose or whatever, and Messi's like, I was like, bro, you're better than this, man. And I liked that Enzo Fernandez also jumped on the train. He was sent off and like he wanted Kukurea to come with him. Is it just me or Kuruna and Kiora should have just been one character? Feels always kind of true, you know. Kiora and Kuruna should have been the one, like just one character and call it a day. I could have this one contribution of the year. To be honest, they probably could have been. Could have been what? Oh yeah, you're talking about the character. He has good shot blocking and interception. Inzaghi has the best of the ball movements as a striker. I don't think so. I think Muller does. Like I know it is like in the common in the community to make the comparison between Isagi and Inzaghi, especially because of the name. But like to me, in terms of positioning and stealing goals out of nowhere, even though you have no talent, no one, and I mean no one beats Muller. Like you don't understand 2014 Muller and how terrifying he was. Like it's so when he says physique, it's not just muscles; it's jumping ability. Like physique is not just strength. Strength is part of the physique, but like the physique include a lot of aspects. As I was saying, so like for me, Isagi, like if he is modeled to be like an off-the-ball king, I think he's modeled after Muller. Muller was like cancer for the opposing team. Like you finish dealing with Lewandowski and then Muller steals a goal out of nowhere and you can't do nothing about it. Like the pass is coming, then Muller is there. Oh, what the hell? Like this is what I said. And Inzaghi, sure, he has a Champions League win and he scored in the finals of that win in 2027, I think, with what's it called? With the AC Milan. But to me, it's Muller. It has to be Muller. Maybe it's both, by the way. Maybe it's both. Maybe he got the name from Inzaghi and his playing style, and then like strengthened it with Muller's playing style. Because Muller was a striker no team could understand and account for. He was literally always problematic. Maldini best off the ball positioning regardless of your role in the team. He said himself, if you have to tackle to stop a striker, it means you already failed at position. Yeah, that would be Aiko. It would not be, that would be Aiko or Lorenzo. It would not be, I think it would be Lorenzo more, because Lorenzo is all about positioning himself perfectly, while Aiko is about reading and analyzing. So maybe that's Lorenzo in terms of defending, which fits Maldini's Italian. So anyways, let's carry on. So this is very important again. So he's talking about leveraging Ario's physique, even Agi's physique, even against Ario, which is insane. So it's a simple yet irritating attack style. Then this, okay, so second ball, this is really infuriating for me. Why is Hiyori falling behind, man? Like, I don't understand it here, because typically what would happen if we go back to, if we go back to the Ubers game, we go to chapter 232. So if you remember, after Kaiser shoots and the shot gets stopped by Lorenzo, Isagi runs for it, he gets beaten by Aku, who also has metavision. Then the loose ball, this Ali guy was going for it, but he gets beaten by the metavision player. So I don't know why it's reversed here. This player should have won for it, and then Hiyori came in. I feel like the writer is killing Hiyori's metavision. This is just the way I look at it. Like, this is not the Hiyori we've seen in the Ubers game. This Hiyori was a demon. But then, like, his metavision faded out of existence. And I'll tell you specifically how. Because this is not something that a metavision player should do. And not this either. And by the way, this should be Kiora. I think this either is Kiora or Reo. Maybe from the hair it is Reo, but like this either is Kiora or Reo. Right, so he's sliding to try and stop a shoot, but like he didn't shoot and gave it to Agi again. And look, Agi seems to be taller than Aryu, although Aryu's legs are much wider, so he is lower. But like, is Agi really better than Aryu in the air? That's the first time we've seen it. Like from the beginning, Aryu was the king of the air. So I don't know what this is. Anyway, so block again. Yeah, they give it back to Agi. He says 1-2, and then this guy comes and says infinity. And notice this. Aiko is there, and then Karasu shows up. This is what a metavision player should do. He immediately read oh my god, I bit my tongue. He immediately read the situation and knew this guy can jump, he's like a cat. Then I'm not going to stop him when he gets the ball. I'm going to stop him after. And this is, if you remember in the Ubers game, what Isagi used to do. He only failed here because Aiko himself has metavision. This is what Hiyori should have done. But like, I don't know, the writer is completely killing his metavision for some reason. Anyway, so Karasu, of course, has insane metavision. He reads it, he gets the ball. Now notice this. So Aiko stops the first shot without sweating. Then Karasu does it casually as well. And this is very important. And I'll tell you why in a second. Let me read some comments and I'll tell you why. How strong is Enzo Fernandez? During the final, he sent, I think he oversold that spin. Like he was hit, definitely, and it is a yellow card. People were calling even for a straight up red, but like it is a foul. But like he oversold it by like flipping more in the air. Do you understand? Like the Spanish defender, like he kind of oversold it. But like as a referee, you can't prove that, so you're stuck with giving Enzo. I mean, he deserves a yellow regardless. I guess you can attribute to Hiyori being positioned higher up in this match, while in Ubers, I think he was a fullback. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Right back, yeah, it doesn't matter. This is about reading the field. Why is Karasu able to do it? And we will see Isagi also being able to do it. They're doing it because of metavision. But Hiyori also has metavision, so what's the deal? You're being unfair. Remember the training session, Isagi told Hiyori that he was a touch too slow for the pass. Him falling short has been foreshadowed. Yeah, but that's the point. That would work. I would accept that, maybe against like Teddy or some shit. But like against an NPC, come on. Or like, are you telling me these NPCs are better than like the NEL NPCs? Because I don't know what to tell you, man. Like I wish, like I know it was foreshadowed, but like I wish it was done differently. Maybe against a better player. Right? That's my point. Nian on that Diddy timing as always, yeah. To be frank, Kusu has beaten Karasu at a second ball towards the end of the game, and Karasu did not even see him quickly enough. It can happen. No, but the issue with that is that Kusu had an awakening, and Karasu was 3-0, so he was at ease. This is different. Do you understand it? I don't think it's a nerve to Hiyori. He just didn't get there in time, as he's running behind Child. His name is Child, and not in front of him. Yeah, but like Metavision should alert you to the ball could go there, and so you would position yourself better. It doesn't seem odd that Metavision and play by reflex, Hiyori is a step behind an NPC, especially. Yeah, exactly, Galam. That's my thing. Especially against an NPC, man. And the plays are logical, as you said. Exactly. Would Yamal be considered to good by New Gen 11? Yamal, bro, would be on Loki's level. Maybe not Loki, but would be on Bunny's level. He's a U20 player. He's 19, but like he played very well against the pros. Right? You could feel him in the World Cups. He was a little bit stressed because the Yamal that plays for Barcelona would not have missed the first chance they got against Argentina. But like you could feel the pressure of the World Cup finals getting to him. But like he's 19, so you'd expect it. However, as a 19-year-old, he was insane. Like in terms of like technicality, he was the best technical player in. I wouldn't say that. I think Messi was the best technical player, but like, he would be the second, right? And being second only to Messi is an insane feat. So I would not say he's New Gen 11. He's New Gen 11 plus. He's like Hugo, Loki, and Bunny's level. Like U20 players that are dominating as pros. Just proof Agi was underrated. He is tall, strong, fast, smart enough, good at jumping and everything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they lost in the NEL environment because Agi did not want to win just to win. He wanted to win through studying players like Nagi, because Nagi was an anomaly. He wanted to win through like tactics from Prince. Maybe he studies Prince. Do you understand? This I feel like it's like a brilliant way for the writer to hide a very oppressive player in plain sight. The only nerf to Metavision seems to be Isagi. Teddy just did the. Yeah, we'll talk about Teddy. No. We'll talk. Teddy is an exception. Teddy is in New Gen 11. So him doing that to Isagi is fine because he's in New Gen 11. And we've seen Hugo do it. And there are also times where it is inevitable, which New Gen 11 could take advantage of. Karasu said he and Isagi are both equally smart. That's why they're keeping. No, but that's not the point. Hiyori was doing the same. It was like better at the same plays in previous games. Unless the level increased insanely, which I doubt because these are NPC at the end of the day. And some of them are the same NPCs we've seen in like the Manshine City team. So there is just no way. Yamal has 1 Europa League, 1 World Cup, and 2 La Liga, while Loki's inspiration Mbappe has only 1 World Cup. And neither have a Champions League, so to me Yamal would be above Loki. Yeah, that's actually reasonable to think. Yamal also is hard carrying fucking Barcelona, right? Like he's great. This is why I said his performance in the World Cup was good, but like not the Yamal we're used to. Like you see him in Barcelona, he was insane. How did Rin, who has Predator eyes, miss the shot in the France game? I think because he was shooting with Isagi, bro. It's obvious. Like the Predator eyes are not gonna help you when someone is like shooting with you. And I feel like the ball just went straight to the bar. Like he didn't curve or anything. And I think because 2 forces were applied to it. Anyways, so ain't happening, dumbass. I saw that coming, exactly. So he saw it. It's not like analyzing or anything. He just saw it. It's easy. The same way Aiku was able to see it here. It's easy to see. And I'll explain why. This is very deliberate from Kanshiro. Like, you have to understand. Now, so, something I want to talk about. So, you see this? So, this is not a high-flying matchup. This is a reach matchup. So, not only does Agi have better jumping ability than Aryu, he is also better at reach. Which is the first time we've seen Aryu lose in a battle of reach. No one beats Aryu in terms of reach because of his long limbs. I remind you what he did to Kunigami. Kunigami was not even able to sniff the ball because Aryu existed on the same team. And that's Kunigami we're talking about. That's how he's holding Kunigami. But he can't do it with Agi. This is insane. This is giving so much feats to Agi by just showing him randomly here and there. Do you understand? Anyway, so Karasu says, I saw Karasu can ball, each of us turns 0 into 1. And we score goals by creating chemical reactions if that's our chemical reactions. If that's our philosophy, then England's coach turns 0 into 1. And all 11 of their players cooperate to analyze it. So to actualize it. So what happens is, so the difference is, in Blue Lock, the players create their own 0 to 1. But like in England, it's the coach that creates 0 to 1, and then the players analyze that and make it to infinity, as they say. Do you understand? And so it's kind of different. One is it comes from the coach, and the other comes from the player. And like as I said, Fox seems to be the next level Snuffy. He is kind of like Snuffy. He gives you the design, but he gives you the liberty to take it a step further and score. And this is very strong and very different than Uber's. I think this is much better than Uber's. And however, as you can see, it's still not enough. Karasu stopped this easily, Aiko did as well, and then the Walmart's version of Snuffy comes in to shoot, but then Isagi takes it. You understand? So the system that Fox is employing, even though it is better than Uber's, it is still not enough to beat Blue Lock. And I'll explain why in a second. Let me read more comments. Which one? Okay, top 10 IRL players you'd want to see in Blue Lock. I think we need Messi and Ronaldo for sure. We need someone like what's his name? Someone like I'd say someone like Modric. We're yet to see someone like Modric. I want someone like him. And I don't know about you, but I want someone like Robin, who plays for Bayern Munich. A player who's like fast and powerful. I think we get in him with Adam Blake. But until we see the pros, we can't say for sure. Because if you remember, fucking Arjen Robben was really fast and really powerful. Like he was like a train. He was really hard to stop. I'm sorry, I know it's overused, but I love Barrow turns 50-50 into a goal and Rin turns a goal into a 50-50. It's funny, they will forever be funny. Predator Eyes isn't guaranteed goal, other factors happen in a game. Yeah, we've seen Kaiser being stopped by Lorenzo. Like the Predator Eyes could be stopped. I'm ready to see an Agi goal this game. Yeah, I would love for him to score. I'm not gonna lie. Agi was always good, just restricted himself in the NEL. Exactly. He was restricting himself because he wanted to help Nagi and the Blue Lockers. Are Messi and Ronaldo washed in Blue Lock? Ego mentions them. Bro, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't really want to talk. Like, I want to see them, and I want to see them against Noah, like because he beat them for the Ballon d'Or, kind of like he did the Modric thing. Is it crazy to say Agi, Charles, and Ness are better than Peak, Nagi, Bachura, and Rayo? Charles and Ness, peak. I wouldn't say peak, but right now they are better than Nagi, Bachura, and Rayo. Rayo, by the way, has fallen so hard ever since the NEL. Like he showed insane feats in the Manchester City game, but then boom, nothing. I think the only person it's crazy to say is Peak Nagi. Sure. Now, Peak Nagi is definitely insane. How muscular is Agi? I feel like Aryu should have beat him physically. Aryu is not muscular too. Aryu has insane reach. Because Agi is striker, never scored before, and he is good. I think he's scored more than one goal. I don't know about more than one goal when Teddy exists, but like, I want to see Agi at least score once. Anyways, so as Karasu is analyzing, he says that in a way their soccer is the antithesis of Blue Lock. Then this guy comes in thinking that the tactics would work, but they don't work on Blue Lock. We've seen this with Uber's, Isagi's Metavision, and Karasu here, and Aryu earlier, and Aiko earlier are too strong for these kind of plays. Let's keep going and go in next shot. Okay, they stop him. You are going to pass the Agi, right? You find the most rational, lowest risk play and repeat it infinitely. Does infinity mean you can only make one attack, you egoless soldiers? Now notice what he said. You find the most rational, lowest risk. This means that Agi beating Aryu is almost a guaranteed for England. They accounted that Agi would almost always dominate Aryu. And this is interesting again. Notice how they are noticing on Aryu's downfall here. The writer is showing it very clearly that Aryu is getting his ass handed to him. And usually Aryo does not lose. Like, I know he's never shown as center of the chapter, but like you see him here and there, and he never loses in terms of defense. This is why I always said that he is better than Nico, for example. But here he is losing miserably. Anyways, to the point, Isagi calls him lowest risk. Okay, so we reach the point. No, Yoichi, since you're not tall, you'll go for the second ball. That play was part of Fox's 0-1 analysis too. So here, this is the case of there is no option for Isagi but to get devoured by by Teddy, because Teddy is in a position where his speed would allow him to react to whatever this is. And Isagi cannot let this go. And so he focuses on it, and by extension, Teddy takes the ball from him once he falls. Now, there is another possibility. Teddy could also have insane perception and knows how to counter Metavision. You have to understand, we've seen other players with Metavision or without Metavision know exactly how to counter Metavision. Do I need to remind you of this guy? So not only did he counter the Predator eyes here, so he countered the Predator eyes here, then 2 chapters after this, guess what he does? He immediately counters Metavision. Look, no, it's actually 1 chapter. It's like, this is what I'm saying, like Lorenzo is very versatile as a defender and as an attacker. So look at this. So Ubers is playing, and then Isagi and Kaiser think that Isagi here, and Kaiser think that the most rational place to like take is this Lorenzo taking the ball ahead, right? So as soon as Nico gives him the ball, he takes it, then Isagi and Kaiser show up. However, Lorenzo was able to trick their Metavision. So this is not something new for the new gen to do. Metavision could be beaten by new gen 11, especially ones with insane perception or their own Metavision, because we've seen Hugo also beat Isagi's Metavision. So this is not an issue. This is different from getting beaten by an NPC. And this guy is not like Agi, where he is, even though he is not a new gen, he is still a strong player. He's not like Charles or Ness. Do you understand? This is literally an NPC. We probably are never gonna remember his name after this. Childs. Do you understand? Okay, let me read. Oh, you guys wrote a lot. Let me read. Holy shit. Is it crazy to say? Okay, we read that. I want a new Gen 11 rivalry with another Blue Lock member. We already have Isagi and Kaiser, Sai and Bunny. We need a 3rd member. It's like a new Gen 11 with Blue Lock. Isagi and Kaiser, Sai and Bunny. I would say Sai. Okay, so Sai is also a new Gen. I would say Hugo also has a rivalry with Isagi, and he also kind of has a rivalry with Karasu too. I wouldn't really call it a rivalry, but Karasu admires him. But I get you, bro. Like, I want to see that too. Ryo isn't as good because Nagi isn't around, so the commit. Yeah, exactly, man. Agi is stated to have long limbs too. They are like same player in different position. I hope the duel is given attention. This is my point. I'll make it in a second. Imagine England captain scores. What's it called? The Snuffy, the Walmart Snuffy, or should I say the Timo Snuffy? I want to see Mahrez with his crazy trapping in Blue Lock. I wish too, like even his like long passes that he used to give to to Vardy in Leicester City. I wanna see that, but like I feel like it's kind of like Sai. Sai is kind of like that too. What is Ryo missing? You would think after copying all remaining players and Itoshi Sai, he would have more impact on the field. Why doesn't? So I think his copying is limited by his mental state. It's like Isagi's adaptability. Isagi's adaptability is crazy because Isagi specifically has it. Any other player would not use it to that point. Isagi's brain is super big. I think only, for example, maybe Karasu, Hugo, these players, these smart players could use adaptability to the same extent of Isagi. And so Ryo, even though he has the strongest weapon in Blue Lock, he's still not using it to the fullest. Isagi talks too much, then ends up getting fired. Did he learn nothing from Hugo? Facts. He didn't do much against France. Hopefully, he can do spending against England. I think he's getting subbed. I think Ryo will get subbed in this game. Would Full Potential Ego be better than Prime Snuffy? I doubt it. Yeah, but Full Potential, maybe. Yeah, you know what? Maybe. Both are talented donors and both are very smart, so maybe they could do it, yeah. The sword piercing. Yeah, by the way, this is a stab. Like, I stabbed you. And by the way, this is usually like a stab where you can't move. For some reason, if you are stabbed right here, like if you try to move, you feel as if your body is ripping apart. And this is known for in wars. Like this is one of those crippling stabs where like you can no longer run. You cannot. So like it's kind of like poetic and kind of like a hint from Kanshiro that he really hit him in a spot where he can't react to. Okay, so I hope something happens that allows Japan to win second spot in the group with a draw against England. Maybe if England win over Nigeria, yeah. But the issue is England won 5-1, and if a draw happens, then England would win. England would advance. Insane defense into a rush counterattack. I think England will be fun to watch. Exactly, bro. So far, this chapter, for example, is really fun. I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying it so much. If Isagi took that first time Teddy took the ball off of him into account, he should have trapped the ball. Instead, he should have directly passed. Yeah, that's I feel like he's a little bit too cocky here. In a sense. Do you understand? He was too. It's the same thing that he was doing to Baro in this game. He wanted to show them that you're wrong. Like he wants to prove that his way of thinking. It's kind of like Hugo. He wants to prove his way of thinking is correct by telling them you are without ego and thus the infinity doesn't matter. Had he, for example, cleared the ball, not even pass it to another player, cleared the ball, Teddy would not have gotten it. And so, very clever Water M2, very clever comments. I love it. Teddy used a black speech bubble like Bunny. Yeah, I don't know what those do, by the way. This game will definitely be the best strictly in terms of gameplay. I am excited for it. Stewie is the captain. He's not Stewie, he's Timo Snuffy. What position does England captain play? I don't know. Maybe he's a cam. What's his name? Let me see. Give me a second. Let me see. So we don't know his name, but like, is he this Akyapong whatever this is? Like, right? Wait, so Agi, we don't get to see him, yeah. Yeah, we don't get to see him. What's his number, by the way? It's 10. He's number 10. Okay, let's see if we see him in like one of these. Okay, bro, did it look before? So yeah, we're seeing him from behind and not really from front. So yeah, we're not seeing him, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know his name. I really do not know his name, nor do I care. His Timo version of Snuffy, and that's it. Teddy's hair bothers me. Someone cut it off. Bald Teddy. Is there anything Kanshiro saying by having Isagi and Teddy both be number 11? Yeah, I think there is a similarity in that one is egoless and one is an egoist. I at least hope that's the case. Usually their assigned numbers mean something. Yeah, exactly. I feel like with Baro number 13 and shit, like the numbers mean something. And so I think it's a counterpart to Isagi, that's it. Isagi is pathetic. Teddy is right. He sees himself as Blue Lock's Isagi Yoichi instead of his own man. That's why he gets angered when enemies question Blue Lock's ideology. That's so true. This England's whole playing style is questioning the identity of Blue Lock. So Isagi had to gloat. Had he cleared the ball or passed it to any player, they would not have conceived the goal. So this is a grave error because Isagi wanted to rub his dick in Timo Snuffy's warm face. Do you understand? Like, and he got punished by getting stabbed in a place where you can't move from it, right? So we will see. Okay. Come in the house. She said, "You wanna eat?" I said, "Eat what?" Bro, are you watching? Hold on. I know the reference. Think Like a Man. This is Think Like a Man. This is, yeah, I know this is Think Like a Man. Akapong, yeah. Off topic, but do you think Pablo is better than Dada and or Blake? I think I think he's better than Dada. I don't know about Blake. Yeah, Yassine, I think that's Think Like a Man reference. And Kevin Hart says it to the tall guy. I come in the house, she's like, you want to eat? I was like, eat what? Isagi clearing the ball will only put Japan in disadvantage because of the England physique presence. Make it easier to win second. Yeah, but better than losing it to Teddy. Did the cow like, okay, as a striker, Blake is probably the best out of the three you mentioned. Pablo seems better as a cam. Yeah, but as an overall player, I think Pablo, I don't know, between Pablo and what's it called? Pablo and Blake, it's really a good matchup. If we see them again, I could do a matchup. How old do you think Teddy will be? I hope not 19. I hope like he's like 18 or 17. Rin gonna destroy Teddy, proving he is better than Isagi as usual. Rin is not going to play, I think. After this match, which country will be next? It's going to be Brazil. The England captain is playing Cam. I think so. He is the one behind Agi. Isagi is so arrogant talking shit. He thinks he's still playing against Nigeria. That's so true. Yeah, Isagi was rubbing what? Where? This is another cancel stream. Exactly, bro. We're getting canceled every time. Yeah, he was gloating. He was rubbing his dick in front of Timo Snuffy's face. Anyways, so losing the ball to a player who like has a lot of possibilities in terms of like dribbling is really bad from Isagi here. And I really hope he did not gloat. He would pass it, or even if losing the advantage is better than giving it to Teddy on a silver platter. Yeah, he's coming, it's going to Agi again. Yeah, so this is where it breaks. Let's say it went to Agi. What would have happened? Either Arya would do something, which I doubt, or another player with Metavision, aka Karasu in this situation, would stop him. Maybe even Ryo. And I know why Ryo, because Ryo was crossing. He was coming from his side towards the other side, which means at one point he was close to this. However, that's what Teddy did not do. Teddy all of a sudden broke the system put out by, what's it called? The system put out by Fox. So I think, now, this definitely is something premeditated. This is not something Teddy did out of the blue, out of desperation. England accounted for this. So I think what the 0 to 1 means is that I give you good chances to score. From there, you need to judge the situation into what's best to do. Which, if that's the case, that strictly makes it better than Ego, because Ego does not give them shit. Ego just like does not give them shit. He let them discover it for themselves. However, with Fox, he helps you reach that point, but then if you can't score, then you're allowed to do whatever it takes to score. In this case, bam, an explosion. Oh, by the way, if he was passing it to Agi, I think Hiyori would have stopped it. So another Metavision player would have stopped it. So as you can see, Fox, had he been only as Isagi expected him to be, as a guy who only like wants his players to follow him, would have been stopped here. However, because Teddy can take the ball from here, then Fox's ideal are correct. I'll give you the ability to reach the net, but if the team is strong enough, then you need to innovate and reach the net in infinite possibilities. And so he sprints, we get Yuki coming in, he tries to stop him, he tells him, infinity means that our attacks are limitless. And then he does one hell of a thing to Yuki, by the way. So Yuki comes in because of his speed. Because he's fast, he's able to react to cut Teddy as soon as he gets past Hiyori. Which is, by the way, perfect, because usually that's how you stop a dribbler. That's how Ness stopped Bachira. After he dribbled, Ness took the ball. So this is a correct thing to do. But look at this. So he was going like this, and then bam, he cuts to the other side and like go past Yuki. Like Yuki did not understand what the fuck happened. This tells me that his dribbling is both active and reactive, which would be really interesting. A reactive dribbling is something like Sai, where you wait for your opponent to do whatever he does, and then you dribble. And active dribbling is like, for example, Bachira, where it doesn't matter what the opponent does, you're dancing to your own rhythm. And this seems as an active dribbling, and then this is reactive dribbling. So it could be a mixture of the two. Then Yuki notices his cuts are so varied that it is impossible to catch. This is interesting. This reminds me of Lorenzo. Lorenzo is so varied because of his wobbliness, but Teddy is so varied because of his cuts. Then Aryu arrives as a Superman. However, once again, Teddy cuts in the same fashion as guess who? The same fashion as Hiyori. This is something that Hiyori does. If we go, for example, to the Ubers game, not even the Ubers, you know what? Let's go to the PXG game. Let's go when Isagi was about to score. So I think here, chapter 291. Yeah, so Kaiser stops Rin, they go on the offense, yada yada. Then Hiyori gets the ball. So notice what he does. Okay, so I think it's not in this chapter. I think it's in a chapter after it. Or maybe even one. Okay. We get this. Yeah, so give me a second. So this is what Hiyori does. He changes the tempo. He stops all of a sudden, then goes to the other side. Now Karasu could react, but by the time he was able to react, the ball already left him. So Teddy does the same to Rio. You see Rio is reacting to him, but by the time he's about to pass, it's already over for Rio. Or not pass, but actually shoot. So he said, so very then the announcer. That it is, Teddy Knight with the rainbow cuts is slicing right through Blue Lock. Teddy's movements were the catalyst for the entire positioning to change. But this is not true. These are literally NPCs. They don't matter because Teddy is scoring himself. So them changing really, I don't know how does it correlate to anything here. I don't know why Isagi is bringing it up. And by the way, if you remember what happened to the last guy who wanted to score a goal like that, which would be Sai, I think in chapter 221. It's 221. So I think, yeah, so chapter 221, Sai gets it, Sendu loses it, then we get Sai shooting. Guess who stops it? Aryu with his insane reach. However, if you notice here, Agi is keeping Aryu on a leash, so he would allow Teddy and the other two strikers to be free. Obviously, if Teddy passed, Aiku would have been able to do something, but Teddy actually shot instead of passing. Which, as I said, because Aryu is kept, no one is there to stop the shot. No one has the reach to do it, and the ball pierces. By the way, if you can see the shot here, these are rainbow colors, which I wish for anyone who colors the manga to actually give us a rainbow effect here. That would be cool. Ayo Galam, thank you, bro. Thank you for the donation. Donating for the goat with my life on the line. Have you ever donated in a stream with your life on the line? Thank you, Galan. Thank you, bro. Really appreciate it. You make my day every time. You make my whole week, man. Active and passive. Yeah, every active or passive, whatever, you get the point. England captain probably will play good and gets an assist. Maybe. I don't like how every time we get a Kaiser update in the U20 World Cups, we see him sweating a lot. He seems nerfed. No, sweating does not mean he's weaker. Still, sweating means he's trying. What that, for me, tells me is that Kaiser is trying so hard to actually... Kaiser is trying so hard to improve. It's not about being weak. He's actually doing the right thing. Notice how the first 3 NEL matches, Kaiser did not sweat because he was not trying. Too busy trying to protect his glass throne. Exactly. Again, thank you, Galan, for the donation. Really thankful. Ever since PXG, he actively looking for restriction and trying... Yeah, he explained it exactly how I would. What's a rainbow cut? All I know is that the rainbow flick in football is a fancy skill. Yeah, we know what the rainbow thing is. Baru usually does it, but that's not the case. Teddy gay? I don't think it's about gay. Since when the rainbow is I know it's the flag of the LGBT community, but bro, it's the rainbow is a beautiful thing, regardless of anyone who thinks it represents them. For me, a rainbow is a rainbow. It has nothing to do with this. He's called Rainbow because of the way he cuts, which I don't know what that means, but maybe he cuts. I'm not gonna say it. I'm getting cancelled, man. So England's team, and especially Teddy's aura, is a knight with a sword and a shield. Do you think it is foreshadowing that the club Teddy plays for is Newcastle? Ooh, that would be interesting. Yeah. I like Newcastle by the name. It's new is I don't know. It feels like a castle. I don't know. It reminds me of a fort that cannot be penetrated. Maybe, yeah. But Bunny Style Hugo fellow new gens don't sweat. Yeah, that only mean they are not trying, does not mean that he is weaker. For all we know, Kaiser could have improved past beyond Psy, but he is still trying to improve more. Do you understand? I think Ness likely also is making him work for it now. I love for that to be the case. Like Ness is giving him impossible passes that Kaiser has to reach. Drake, they don't sweat because pushing themselves, like Kaiser is, exactly. The rainbow should not have been the flag for that community. I think it should not. Like the rainbow is too beautiful, man. Like I like rainbows. And the boy is like a blade with his shooting. Exactly. If you see, the boy looks like the blade. It looks like the head of a spear, which again is like knights also hold spears. Yeah. So hold on. Let's carry on. Newcastle is owned by the Saudi crown, and so that's even more king and knights. I mean, bro, like half of the clubs in England are bought by like people from the Gulf. Even against an easy opponent, you can make the game harder for yourself. For example, Isagi hyping up Nigeria to give them more challenge. Or also maybe you could set up personal goals. Like you don't have to gay dribbling. That's what we call it, gay dribbles. Is this another cancel stream? It is, man. Like at this point, every stream is getting canceled. I think the new Gen 11 players don't get along well with professional players, by comparison. I think Teddy would get well because he has no ego. And because he has no ego, he doesn't necessarily have to compete with the pros for like this. That's where the hatred comes from. Now, here's the thing though. So what did Teddy do? Teddy dribbled past. I wouldn't count Isagi because he took the ball from him. So 1, then 2, 3, and then scored it over the 4th. So this is in terms of like individual effort. This is Kaiser level of shit. This is like Kaiser scoring an impossible Kaiser impact. Obviously, the Kaiser impact is more flashy because no one can see him shoot, but like this is insanely high level. And he's doing it not against NPCs, he's doing it against Hiyori, he's doing it against Yuki, and against Ryo. Ryo specifically is great in dueling, but like he was 1 second late for the same reason as Hiyori always does. His reactive dribbling allow him to be faster than his opponent. Okay, the new generation, okay, Teddy scores. This guy is a whole new species that we have no reference for. Which is weird because I assume they should have watched the footage of him playing, but it is what it is. Anyways, then Isagi says something interesting here. What the hell with these guys? How are they this strong without egos? So immediately his idea of ego is getting shattered. Not only did it get shattered in the previous game against France, it's getting shattered in a different way here. It means that what Karasu did against France by giving up his ego was kind of correct because it made him so strong, and at the same time he still was very crucial for the team. So maybe ego's philosophy is not for everyone. Maybe not everyone should be trying to be a striker with their life on the line. Ace, can the score of England versus Nigeria somehow become 4? Nah, it's not going to happen, man. Especially if Brazil. By the way, if it is 5-2, Japan would advance, sure. Especially if Brazil and Argentina have new Gen 11. Gay dribble. I disagree. Only ones with rotten personalities. Like Kaiser is rude to everyone for the most part. Teddy score, I think, yeah, but like Lorenzo, who doesn't have a rotten personality, gets very well with everyone. So I mean, listen, if Lorenzo can get well with Baro, he can get well with Noah. So yeah. England has Diddy and gay dribble. Blue Lock has cream pie, man. Kanshiro needs to chill. Man, he really needs to chill. This is actually funny. My next video is on this topic, by the way. I'll make a post where you give me like your biggest sus moments. But like I want to do like when hold on, I want to show you one that I'm excited to do, but like I know I should keep it for the video, but like I want to do it. So it happens after Hiyori joins the game. When does Hiyori joins the game? I think it's 129 or 128. So yeah, 129. Okay. So he does this. Look at this. You fit through some tight spaces. That's kind of hot. In the anime, he told him you forced the ball through a tiny hole. That's hot. And like I can't like what the but as always you're just good at kicking, not just that. Then show me how you excel. This and so Carasso also has a lot of moments like this. And we need to make like a video. If you remember my biggest flexes in Blue Lock video, I want to make a video like that, but for a moment like this. Like biggest sus moment in Blue Lock. Bro literally was yelling cream pie in the previous chapter. Yeah, hold on, let me read a little bit. So, England and France disproving ego. One with suitability and the other being egoist. I mean, listen, they could have a striker that is an egoist, they could have anything, but like, the issue is, if the whole team is like an egoist, they are bound to clash. And there are forms of ego that hurt the player. Example is Enzo Fernandez in the World Cups. His ego really destroyed him. So, I don't know. My bad. I mean, but to be fair, having an ego is more or less just a little hype mechanism. I don't think it translates more to ability. So it's like he needs to chill. So the thing with ego is it just keeps you going. If you remember with Baro, he faced defeat and his ego kept him going, right? But like with Yuki, he was facing a wall that cannot be breached, and his ego kept slamming him at that wall until Isagi made him realize that's not the way. So in a sense, I think ego should be moderated. This idea of extreme egoism and just like fuck everything and just go for like your own goal, fuck the team, fuck everything, I don't like it that much. I can't believe people were saying Teddy is Hugo 2.0. They are literally nothing alike. Yeah, their playing style is completely different. So far, Hugo seems to be more impressive, but as I said, we still need to see more showing from Teddy for me to judge where he stands. For me, at least, this goal makes him on Kaiser and Lorenzo's level, for the very least. Whether he is better than them or not, it remains to see because we need more feats from him. Maybe an offside goal is not given, and it becomes nah. I don't think so, bro. You want Japan to tie the score like how do I say it? You want them to tie the score so badly or what? I made it to one of those live streams. Yo, welcome, Royal. Fan-made Royal Rumble. Welcome, bro, welcome. Most sus. Shido scores, jumps on Sai's back and says he's throbbing. Bro, Shido, listen. That video is going to be 65% Shido, right? Welcome, fan-made. Welcome, bro. Why did Sai tell Shido he'd agree to give him his number if he scores a hat-trick? Was Sai interested? I think Sai was not looking at it from a sexual perspective. It was just like, you play soccer, give me your number. So he thought, but like, Shido wants more. That's for damn certain. Okay, so we read that. You are correct, Mango. Anyone who said that had surface level reading comprehension. Unknown, we both know the word offside is never English club or club in any... is never appearing in the manga at this point. Yeah, offside and a penalty. And maybe a good goalkeeper too. Once we know that club Teddy plays for, will it be an English club or a club in another country? I don't really care. Like, whatever it is. Bro, Rafa, you did not see the cream pie? You gotta see the cream pie, man. You gotta see. It's a demonic cream pie with dragon breath. Look at this. So first we get the Didi look. Bro looks as he's about to grape Zantetsu. Then we get cream pie himself. Look at this. Is cream pie. And now the final figure in the opening act is Cream Pie Man. That's funny. Yeah, so what do you guys think about Teddy? What would you rank him? I hate how Ego always treats Henri as an idiot. Yeah, although she's the one enabling all of this to be. Yes, I want them to tie. Blue Lock don't need to win everything. Yeah, unfortunately, they need to win this one. This game will definitely be the best strictly in terms of gameplay. We've said that before, Danny, and yes, I agree. This game will absolutely be the best. It already is. Like, its first two chapters are already better than the France game. The France game, the second chapter was cool, but like the first chapter, Hugo's like, take the ball, score. That's it. Wish we can get a penalty for once. I want to see the goalkeepers be relevant. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not happening. Shido did get Sai number, but is Shido gay or just weird? To be honest, I think he's just weird. Have you ever fit into tight spaces with your life on the line? I hope future New Gen 11 have normal names. Like what? Like Michael Kaiser? Michael Kaiser is a normal name. What else? Saitoshi is a normal name. Although I don't know Japanese that much. Don Lorenzo is a normal name. Lorenzo is a very common Italian name. Yeah, didn't know my go-to used Weeb Central too. I mean, it's the go-to. It's the place we all go to watch, to read manga. Japan have been losers because they don't have an ego. Maybe in England it's contrary. They have too much egoists, so they compose the team of anti-ego, just like Blue Lock. What do you think? Oh, that's actually an interesting theory ruler. It's like in Japan, because they had no ego, they had to form a team of pure egoists. But like because England always had a clash of egos, their solution was to create an egoless team led by a crazy person like Fox. That's an interesting theory, I'm not gonna lie. If Shido gets an after-match interview, pray. Yeah, I hope we don't, because he's gonna say something weird. Hugo has a huge ego that was revealed when he scored. He's just more reserved and awkward. Teddy is literally hollow shell whose ego was stolen by Fox. Hugo is nonchalant. Teddy is lifeless. True, and also Teddy and Hugo's playing style are completely different. Already better than France is low-key crazy. Yeah, if you remember the France game, the first chapter was kind of meh. Like it kind of showed how strong France was, but like they immediately scored. Like 3 panels and they scored. I didn't like this, but like with this game, we had a back and forth a little bit. Then Teddy actually forced the goal with finesse and with rainbow colors. So yeah. Although I gotta say, Hugo, what he said in chapter 333 was really impressive. So we wait and see it. So you want to say Loki, Hugo, Bunny, Sai, Teddy, Kaiser, and Lorenzo. I don't know. Like, bro, we've seen only 1 feat, and you already putting him above Lorenzo and Kaiser. I think he is on their level, but I don't know where he stands. Honestly, I drank Teddy at the bottom. Sure. Listen, the issue is Bunny over Hugo, Teddy over Lorenzo. I wouldn't say both of those are correct. The issue with Teddy is that he lacks feats. So if you remember, Lorenzo also, his first showing was crazy. But the issue is, Lorenzo then was shown to be one of the most versatile players ever. So we wait and see, because we need to see that versatility from Teddy in order to make him better. Or we need to see him so impressive that he doesn't need to be what's it called? The game is small potato shit. Bro, it's talking about the new Spider-Man movie. Can someone like Otoya, who relies on being a shadow striker, even score a penalty since you're exposed in a clear 1v1 with either? Bro, that's actually such a niche question. I don't know. Jude Bellingham definitely has too much ego. Maybe, I don't know. Hugo is normal too. His personality is normal, yeah. It's just Teddy and Bunny without. You're talking about the names. Yeah, Teddy and Bunny, yeah. Okay, based on the fact that England has to lose when the World Cup ends, Teddy would likely be lowest ranking New Gen 11 out of the 7. I don't know, like it could be maybe, but there is the whole thing with us not seeing Lorenzo too. Did you see the new extra page about Sai? Yeah, I want to cover it, but like I did not find it and I cannot bother. I'm like sleepy as hell for some reason. Like I didn't sleep yesterday like that well, but also I had like heavy dinner, and I'm like my eyes are almost closing. This is why I'm glad we finished the chapter, because in a few minutes I'll be going off, because this is literally killing me, man. And thank you guys for watching, by the way. Like it's been a pleasure, but like I'll answer a few questions, then we end the stream. Also, this is a chapter stream, so it doesn't have to be long. Do you see the new extra? But yeah, I saw about Sai. I want to see them translated in full. You're cooking. England's golden generation was a team with massive egos and failed. Yeah, that could be. You know what? That could be an interesting video too. Maybe after all I'll do England versus Japan and like talk about this one. Sai Day Off was funny as hell. No girl, no banner. Blue Lock and England should have had equal amounts of points, so not only this game would have ended in a tie, the only Blue Lock would have achieved second place is by better performance than England. Yeah, but like if it ends in a tie, England would advance. So Blue Lock literally needs to win. Teddy, current Isagi, and Eyal Kaiser, Lorenzo is already evident in my opinion. I wouldn't say that. Like he beat Isagi twice. Like it's not like and he beat him twice after Isagi just did something crazy. So like it's not clearly he is better than Isagi. By the way, I still did not say that he is better than Isagi. Again, one dribble that players just did not know how to react to is not enough to say that Teddy is better. Do you understand this? I low-key feel okay. So around maybe Kaiser's level, but I still got Kaiser over him. That's correct. So right now Kaiser is over him because Kaiser has more feats. But we will see. Wait and see. Fights Thanos, his subordinates, Hulk, but his small potato while her team struggles to lift a wall. Bro, listen, it's the whole idea. Like, listen, I'm not gonna talk about Spider-Man because it's getting into spoilers territory. So no. Am I the only one who thinks Teddy is pretty normal name? Bunny is a weird one, and Bunny is very likely a nickname. No, Bunny is literally his name, Bunny Iglesias. Lorenzo will always be a fraud to me. Why? Says the guy who likes Kiora. Oh shit, I forgot to talk about few characters. So, notice how Yuki is getting a lot of attention here. I think he's about to do something. He's about to awaken in this game or whatever. And I think Zantetsu as well, because Teddy's dribbling seems to be countered by the likes of Yuki and Zantetsu. Maybe Yuki comes like this, and then Zantetsu from behind, they could stop Teddy. So that's the way, maybe. And I think they're going to have a great moment in this game. Another player who should have a great moment in this game is without a doubt Aryu. He is being set up to lose every time to Agi until something flips and he beats Agi at the end. So watch out for these three players: Aryu, Yuki, and Zantetsu. Who, by the way, I don't know why Zantetsu and Kiora did not show up here. Like, I don't know why, but it is what it is. To be honest, okay, so let me read. Bro, I'm super sleepy. Holy shit. I have a theory about that. Loki should have scored his first chapter with Hugo before end of second. I think that was just to prove that France is unexpected. They're not going purely like Blue Lock with whoever gets the ball tries to score. Just the same goal in starts of second half, and Loki scores again, and Shida scores too. Yeah, that would. By doing that, we need to extend the game a whole nother volume, which I wished, by the way, which I wish for. Even without much feat from an objective standpoint, we can boldly classify him as an attack type wing back, strictly feeding off strengths like his speed and kicking ability. Sure, but like that would not say he is better than Kaiser. How did Kunigami's parents not sue Ego? They don't know what happened to him. Teddy flipped on Rin's head after getting fouled. He's above Isagi clearly. Yeah, but like in acrobatics, maybe. It should have written for Loki to choose to not stop Isagi, only go for the ball after Rain messes it up. Showing, yeah, but like I said that Hugo should have done that or Loki should have done that. But the writer, I feel like the writer chickened out. The writer could not write a perfect way for Isagi and Rain to fail. He just wanted like a bittersweet win against Hugo that did nothing except hurt Hugo. And then it led to nowhere. My goat Messi was in the last Spider-Man movie, so that puts him above most superheroes. He was not, by the way. Teddy and Bunny characters who feel dehumanized, which is why they have animal names. Ooh, that's an interesting aspect on this. Yeah, Bunny, like, they were dehumanized. One is a worthless puppet, and the other is, like, broken beyond repair. That could be the case, yeah. Other players, like Kaiser, on the other hand, had show not just pure ability, but also tactical flexibility. So Teddy is a nah for me. That's exactly what I'm saying, because the next time they are going to know how to counter his dribble. And once that happens, we need to see more from Teddy in order for him to come even close to Lorenzo and Kaiser, right? So this gets him to the door, but like opening the door, that's something else. I think Yuki will score. I think this kind of confirms it. I think Yuki will score, and I think Zantetsu will do the assist. If not, Zantetsu will also score. Now, as I said, Aryu will also do something insane. Yuki and Zantetsu chemical reaction with Yuki goal and Zantetsu assist. Exactly what I said. Yuki is popping off. I really want to see Yuki Miya sword screw again. Me too, man. Me too. Kiora is preparing for the borderline to victory. You know what? Maybe there will be. You know what? I think Kiora should score the final goal. They are, let's say, 3-3 or 2-2, and then Kiora all of a sudden, because he is on the borderline, scores the final goal and give Japan the win. I felt like Yuki deserved the one-on-one Emperor in Japan since U20. Butcher has better feet. Butcher has better feet. Ren has better feet. Teddy now has better feet. Lorenzo has better feet. like a lot of players are better than him one-on-one. That should make me Blue Lock right. And yeah, man, they should all make us all Blue Lock riders. It would be cool if Teddy would have gotten a wooden chain to reference his mentality of being a puppet, and the material of the chain being the same material to make wooden puppets. Oh, that's an interesting theory. I like it. Well, Kiora is assisting, in my opinion. Or Kiora assists to the final goal. That works too. I mean, borderline to create a goal. But like going back to the volume, next volume we are going to get Teddy for sure. And then after it, I am 100% sure it's going to be Augie. And after it, if the England game continues, maybe we will get Fox. Right? So that's my thinking here. If you ask me, Zantetsu is the Teddy counter because he can directly challenge him with his short burst. That's what I'm saying. Now Isagi just needs to try to use him. Not just Isagi, anyone. Like, as I said, once Teddy dribbled past Hiyori, or let's say past Yuki here, if Zantetsu met him, Teddy would not have been able to do anything. And I feel like they will stop him like this because Teddy cannot keep on scoring. Right? Do you understand? How did PXG manage to have the Rin system and Shido system work together at the same time, yet Blue Lock can't Rin, Shido, or Baro together? I don't know, man. I think because in the NEL, the games were decided based on goals. So if you have a system that is only focused on scoring, you could work. But like in a real football, the game is far more tactical and takes like 3 times more than an NEL game. So that's why I think. Save the Soul Society, Kiora Jin. Both Charles and Teddy scored in the first 5 minutes of the game. Why isn't Blue Lock learning? Well, I don't know. Like, what team do you think Teddy plays for? I have no idea. But like, maybe like, I want him to be in Manshine. But like, maybe that's not something. I don't know. This match will be very long and unpredictable. Loki was just a good coach. Nah, he was not, bro. What the hell? He was by far the worst coach in that whole thing. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here because I'm literally about to crash out. I am going to end it and go to sleep immediately. Thank you everyone for watching, man. This chapter was honestly just amazing. And I loved the analysis and I loved my time with you guys. And so, once again, thank you for watching. And until the next stream or next video. See ya.